Good morning, I'm Eli Juicy Jones. On today's VapeAM, the Aspire Nautilus AIO. It's VapeAM. Today we got the Aspire Nautilus AIO. It's going to be another quitter's kid with those tried and true coils. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I'm Eli Juicy Jones. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters, and this show is VapeAM. Today is 8 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday morning. And every Wednesday and every Saturday, we bring you VapeAM, which is reviews and interviews and unboxings and all kinds of stuff. Today, I'm unboxing the Aspire Nautilus AIO, which is the newest thing Aspire's coming out with that will use their tried and true BBC coils, which are cool. They have one new coil this year and a Nick Salt coil that comes with this one. And I'm going to open that up, and we're going to give one of these things away to, which I'll actually do the giveaway a week from today, and then I'll tell you how to enter later in the video after we do the unboxing. So the first thing I want to say is that today's show is dedicated to our friend Chris Denton, Ichi Bear. I found out that Chris passed away on June 26th. My last message to him was July 26th, and my last message to him before he died was just 2 days before that. We talked about a mod he was interested in that he posted in Discord. And he was very active in the community for the last, probably 18 months. And I am just so sad that he's gone. He died of a pulmonary embolism one day. So our love goes out to his family and friends. And if you have any wishes for him, you can pass those on to me. And you can see his old Instagram page at Ichi_bear, although he has unfortunately passed away. So Chris, I miss you. I loved you. And we all will, and many of the Vape fam here are really sad. I told myself that I would not break down and cry during this because I found out about this yesterday and I was pretty upset. But I want to remember the great things about Chris, and he was a hilarious person, and he was a nerd, and he was kind. And those are the things that we should remember about Chris. So our love to you, buddy, and hope you're doing well. All the family out there, our love to all of you. And another sad day. So moving on. I'm sorry to be too much of a bummer, but we really liked Chris, and he was a passionate vapor, and he loved mouth-to-lung vaping too. And speaking of quitting and mouth-to-lung vaping, we are going to open up this Nautilus AIO. I want to thank everybody who came and is attending the show live this morning. Mark, Angelo, Pederalis, a name I don't recognize, so it's great to see you. A new viewer, Ed, Lonely Boy from Instagram, I just saw you, Naki, Dr. Dolphy, Ed, Paulino, everyone, thanks a lot. So Aspire is knocking it out of the park these days. They come out with a new form factor to use their tried and true Nautilus coils. If you guys remember, here's the Nautilus 2, and we have pictures of the old Nautilus as well, which I can't seem to find that. But they all revolve back down to the tried and true BBC coil. And these things, they've sold 20 million of them. It's really cool. I think it's cool that Aspire is updating their coils so that the flavor is good. Still, they still fit and work exactly the same, and they've made new ones, and they also keep making new devices that use that coil for you to quit smoking. This is in the same form factor as the Breeze 2 was in this modern monolith style. And remember that when we did the unboxing for the Breeze 2 here on the channel, you'll recall that I said they need to make a Nautilus like this, and here they are. 2-3 months later they did it. It comes with one of the 1.8 coils, and it comes with the new Nick Salt coil, which I'll show you. Extra O-rings, the device, cable, the whole 9 yards there. This is the information on the box. This one is blue, and the one I'm giving away is black. A pretty nice package, as always, from Aspire. Here is a user manual that identifies all the different spots and issues, all the correct warnings. They talk about the actual coils, the regular Nautilus BBC coil, and the BBC coil for nicotine salt, which you'll notice is green. It's a 12-watt mod. The coil is nichrome. The resistance is 1.8 ohm. The airflow is adjustable on this, and I'll show you that, and it's a 1,000 mAh battery, so you know. And the American version that I have is a 4.5 milliliter, but they also have a 2 mil TPD compliant version. There's a warranty card in here as well. There's more anatomy. It tells you how to open and close it and fill it, which I'll show you in just a second, and to adjust the airflow. And there are some features. It will cut off after 10 seconds. It won't short circuit or under or overvolt. And if it gets too hot, it will stop. It charges at 1 amp. It's only a 1000 mAh battery, so it doesn't take too long to charge, but it also is not the longest lasting thing in the world. This is the extra O-ring and little plug package, which is cool. The Aspire always includes this stuff. Charge cable, which we all have 10 million dozen of those. The coils themselves, which as you can see, are BBC coils. This is the Nic Salt coil, and this is the regular 1.8. I'm going to crank the focus up here to be closer so that we can all see this a little easier. That is the 1.8 ohm normal BBC coil that sold 20 million, the quitter coil. And this guy, these have been used for over a week. This mesh coil is still fine, and this is the new Nic Salt coil, designed just for Nic Salts, and I've been using it for Nic Salts. And we're going to put that in here. And I'm actually going to put some Get Salty in here from the Vape Crusaders. Love this stuff. I'm going to use Gooshers, which is a watermelon candy that is so delicious. We're going to do an episode about these as soon as I get enough pods. Okay. Let's open the device. We want to see it. I also want to stress that the old 1.7 or the old 0.7 coils also work great in this. I shouldn't say old. These are the ones that just came out last year, but I absolutely adore these. These are my favorite Nautilus coils, but not for salts. And here's the device. That's it close up. It's got textured buttons to pop off the thing here. Go just a little further back. It says Aspire on there. There it is, Nautilus AIO. It's the same size as the Breeze, but it's a little bit fatter, which is not very significant. And it has a smaller battery. And that's because I think they needed more room in there for the Nautilus coil. 2 clicks pops this little guy out of here, and it's got the same positive-negative arrangement in the bottom that the other one did. The airflow is adjustable through the coil here at the base, just like it was on previous monolith designs from Aspire, and that is super cool. And it comes with a slightly different styled plug here that goes into there. You'll notice that these aren't quite, this certainly isn't the case that Aspire is innovating the coil itself, except for the Nic Salt part of it. The Breeze 2, in my opinion, is a slightly better coil, but that's because I don't vape mouth to lung. This is really a device that lets people who use BBC coils upgrade, and for quitters, definitely this is a good device because you can adjust the airflow down. For me personally, the airflow isn't quite high enough on this to vape all the time on it. But just like the Breeze 2, all we do is screw this little guy in here. It's so easy. I just love this. And I want to stress to you guys, make sure that you prime these coils when you do this. Always prime coils. That's the airflow adjustment, which you can go in a single Cyclops. It's also a single cycle, not a single dot configuration on the Nautilus 2. But this actually gives you more air into the coil than this. So this is definitely a restricted air device. And you screw it inside there. Now, when you're filling this thing, really all you have to make sure that you do, and I'm using this delicious Get Salty Gooshers. This is an award-winning juice, and I've got it in 25. They offer it in 18, 25, and 50 from the people at Vape Crusaders, and they are so great. This is watermelon gummy candy. It's so good. Kind of decadent, to be honest. But it's awesome. So we prime these by popping one little dot of e-liquid in all 4 of the holes, and then really no more than 3. I put in 2 drops and 1 fell in, so 2.5. Too much and you'll have, and it will leak out the bottom. One of the things that they really haven't changed here is that these still gurgle a little bit, and some people are bothered by that. It doesn't really bother me too much. It goes away the more you vape on them, but these BBC coils have always done that. It's their thing. You just screw this little guy down inside there about 500 million times. Oh, finally it stopped. And find the airflow, which is right there, and I'm going to leave it all the way open. And then we pop this guy into the battery base. This thing has an LED light on it that lights up as you do it in purple, and it will turn different colors. I'll show you the exact colors. Come on now. When it's on, if you press the fire button, the light will indicate it's charged. When it's over 3.8, it's blue and orange. When it's between 3.5 and 3.8, it's blue only, which it is right now. In fact, this morning it was blue and orange, so it just came down as I was doing the pre-show. And when the charge drops below 3.5, it'll become orange. So when it turns all orange, you know that you're out of battery life. And it takes hour and a half, 2 hours to charge this thing, even at 1 amp. Or maybe an hour. That's probably better to say. There's a little airflow. There's the pod kit. When you're refilling this thing, all you have to do is pop out this little orange guy and put in some e-liquid. I didn't have too much of a problem with air seeping out of this thing, but that hole is kind of small. And so it wasn't perfect. Like you can see even right there, where I put a whole mess of it in there. A whole dropper, and a little bit of it came out at the end. Still, it's pretty good on the go. And you can always easily see how much e-liquid you have in here. It's super easy, and it lasts a long time if you're using Nic salts, as you guys know. Let's go up and vape on this, or if you'd like, let's take a slightly closer look. It's got textured grips on these, on the side, so it's very easy to grab. Looks like I got a fingerprint on there, because I got a little e-liquid coming through when I applied it, when I put it down. Yeah, see? So occasionally you got to open it up and do a slight cleanup, but it's extremely easy. I'm not apologizing for it, just saying. And it has a little cap right there. Charges through USB on the side here. The caps are, I can't decide what I think about these caps. They're great to have when you're throwing it in your pocket, and finally the cap fits, unlike on the Breeze 2. The Breeze 2 cap is useless, it just comes off. But it's sort of like I'm always figuring out what to do with this thing. So it'd be nice if it stuck on the bottom like the Sprite, but it doesn't on this one. So I kind of wish it did, because it's in my pocket like this virtually all the time. You know what I mean? Yummy. So the thing about this is, this is a restricted air atomizer and not for blowing huge clouds. So my experience with this thing has not been that it is super great for blowing huge clouds. It does work like a restricted air Nautilus. I'm going to put a little more e-liquid in this thing. I just realized I put maybe one little squirt in, and I should have put a bunch of big squirts in. There we go. We're in. So it does vape like a restricted air atomizer and not at all like the openest air. So for me personally, this isn't the best one because it's very restricted. And I like, even when I vape on my Nautilus 2, I usually have the air wide open on that thing. But on the other hand, if you're using the 0.7 ohm coils, these coils, it's a different matter because they're less restricted. So this is a quitter's device, and I mean that in the best of ways. It is made for people quitting, and anybody who wants a stealth vape or a small volume vape or mouth to lung vape, this is where you go. You definitely don't want this for huge volume. And the flavor on the new Nic Salt coil is good. I'm getting a little bit of spit back coming out of the top, and I always do that when I fill it for some reason. That's not true, not when I fill it. I always get this when I'm putting in a new coil. So it's probably from the priming process, coming back up the top chimney. Nothing Aspire can do about that exactly. That's really, could be me just putting in too much. It does happen every time. It does gurgle some, but it'll stop. So overall, I absolutely adore this thing. I love that it uses all of the BBC coils, including the 0.71 and the 1.8, and they made a Nic Salt coil. It takes forever to go through a tank of Nic Salt on this thing with my kind of cravings, but if you're a 2-pack-a-day smoker, this would probably be pretty good with the air turned down with 50 milligram nicotine in it. So I recommend these kits. They're inexpensive. If you want to win one of these things for me, boom, let's do that. I have one of these sitting here in black that I'm going to give away to a lucky winner. And in the comments on the replay, if you're watching this live, remember, just come back in an hour or so after it posts and post in the replay. In the replay live, just put hashtag juicyjonesHQ and tell us what you think about the AIO and what your experience with other AIO kits or what your mouth to lung experience is. Just leave me a comment, talk about this, and I'll do a drawing next Wednesday and we'll give one of those away. I like this thing. I like the coils that it comes with. I think it's cool that it comes with a Nick Salt coil. I've only used the 0.7 coil with it one time, and that was probably my favorite experience with this thing. I put probably 10 refills of this Nick Salt in it. I'm trying to unscrew this with my fingers. The reason I sound like I'm strained. I'm trying to get my shoes on or something. There we go. Is it coming off? I screwed that on there tightly. And the whole time, what I wanted to do was go back to my normal nicotine with the 0.7 coil. I think that the airflow is a little bit too restricted for my own taste. But I applaud Aspire for what they're doing. I think Aspire is absolutely killing it. This is my last open pack of 0.7 coils. I applaud what Aspire is doing, and that is giving people modern updates to their tried and true quitting coils. With modern looking devices that look like everyone else's, you can still use your same BBC coil that you love. I know people that order them by 200 packs. 1, 2, 3. I didn't really get those down in there, did I? There we go. That'll soak in. Yeah. It may seem like a little bit of a process to do all this, but I tell you, the last thing you want to do in the universe is ever fire a new clear-miser coil like this without priming it. You must always do that. All right, airflow all the way open. Going back to the 0.7 ohm coil. Hi Brady, good to see you. Filling up the Nautilus AIO with some banana cannon. And make sure that the airflow is all the way open in my case. This is 12 watts fixed on here, which is basically where I vape my Nautilus anyway. Rock, paper, scissors, burnt coil always wins. That's what Dr. Dolby says. That is very glib. Good call. That's good. Graham Taylor, good morning to you. Good morning. Don't forget that you have to come back on the replay and do Juicy Jones HQ, James and Graham Taylor. So come back. It'll repost in it just takes just about an hour after we finish or so. We're doing pretty good. I'm just getting this thing equipped. It's doing that thing again where it's leaking a little bit of e-liquid out the top all the time after I fill it out. So it leaks out of the collar here. It wasn't doing that for me earlier. I must have been wiping it off really carefully. Banana. Oh, it's blinking. It must mean I've done something wrong. What have I done wrong? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it out, reseat the coil, and put it back in. You guys think I have a dud coil? This is my last one in this that I have around. I don't think I have any more of these 0.7 ohm coils. Just a minute ago when I opened this, I thought I had one, but I just looked into the thing off camera and I do not. So this is my last one. There we go. Let's see. O-ring is good. Coil looks pretty good. Set it down. Take a Q-tip to it. And it looks like my e-liquid is just leaking right out the top of my freeze too, so that's depressing. So mental note, if you have to take the coil out, you'll need to cap it somehow, or it'll all just come out. Can you see it? Down there. On the ground. Staining my mat. Well, that's a good way to show the labels. It's kind of annoying. Okay. Now, let's get back to this. Yeah, still blinking, look. What could the problem be? I have a dud coil, don't I? All right. Here's the prescription. We're going to take this, and this time I'm putting it on a paper towel. Take it out and put in the 1.8. What did I see? Dr. Dolphy says flooded contacts. I don't think so, because they're actually dry and they're cleverly raised down there. That's a great idea. And this thing is humongous. I'm going to try it again. Yeah. That was a good idea, though. It seems more likely that the coil is just not working. Okay, here we go. Now I'm putting the paper towel back on. Taking it apart, unnecessarily messy. So if something goes wrong, look, it's just leaking out. So if something goes wrong, it is definitely not. This is the first thing that's actually gone very wrong. Here is a 1.8 coil. A little more banana. And then a few drops in the stem there, which will take it a few seconds. And now I will stick it back into the incredibly messy paper towel holded. Go. Owen's asking, does it need a charge? It's turned the wrong color if it needs a charge. It's turning blue, which means it should be right in the middle. And it just turned blue this morning. It was on full charge, look, this morning. Ah, look, that's working. So to me, that seems quite clear that that coil was bad. So I had a dud coil, or it's not working with that one for some reason. And that's a bummer. It worked with my last one. And those are my favorites. That was my last one. So slight bummer for me, but for you, that's just a bad coil. Doesn't really say too much. Let's have a vape. Fine. Tastes good. I want to give it a second to keep soaking in because I don't want to vape it too much too quick. You just don't ever want to not let these prime. Always let them prime. So I unfortunately had one bad coil. It's kind of a bummer. That kind of bums me out. I want to see if it works in the Nautilus too. Lol. Don't forget to take the glass off. This was in the cons for the Nautilus 2, if you guys recall. Changing coils require a little acrobatics with getting the glass off. Let's see if this gives us a reading. Yeah, that coil's bad. Bad coil. Bummer. Yeah, so my spare's dead. Test complete. I had a bad coil. So I'm Eli Juicy Jones. This is VapeAM. Wednesday morning, we're doing the Aspire Nautilus AIO. Click on like and subscribe if you like these videos. We're here every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 a.m. Right now, we are in the live portion of the show, and we will also do a little hangout after this. And there is a giveaway, and so if you enter in the hashtag juicyjonesHQ and then just some comment, leave me a comment about your experience with AIO, with Aspire, with mouth to lung vaping, but do it during the replay, not during the live show. So all of you, you're great. We're going to come back and do a live hangout now. And I want to thank Aspire for sending this device. I love this thing. If you're quitting smoking, grab one. And there's links in the description for these. And once again, thank you to Chris Denton, our friend who passed away last week. Our love to his family, and we're going to miss you, buddy. Where's my vape? Love to all you guys. Come back Saturday, and we're going to see you again. Have a great one. Thanks. Hi, we're back for a live hangout. So I'm just reassembling my Nautilus Mini here. My Nautilus 2, rather. And now we can have a good vape on our AIO. So for me, the air is too restricted. I don't love the 1.8 ohm coils because of that, and I like the 0.7 ones better, but still the air is a little bit restricted for me. Oh, there's my paper towel. For me, that's just my own opinion. Everyone who's quitting or likes a more restricted vape than I do is going to dig this thing. It's absolutely great for doing mouth to lung. It's a little on the low end, and I totally applaud Aspire for doing that. I think it's great. Hi, Leo. Flavor's good, of course. The BBC coils are just the same as they always were, and they're good. The new Nick Salt one is slightly better, I think. Any of you who've tried the new coils that Aspire has come out with for the Cleto Pro or the Breeze 2 or the Sprite, which I have sitting here too somewhere, will know that Aspire's really been knocking out of the park on flavor lately. And so I just love that. This is my Cleto Pro that we just cleaned up before the show. All new and fresh. Put this thing back in the box. There's the black one we're giving away. Yeah, they look cool with the orange thing. Hope you guys can't hear the police sirens outside, but they're in full effect. There is my Puxos tank, Puxos kit. And what e-liquid do I want to use? I really wanted to use the banana cannon, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to unscrew this and prime it along there. Those are big intakes. And I squeezed a little on the inside. These are large coils. Let me screw this guy back down. On the opener, and I'm going to let this sit for a while. That's really the last thing you want. Is your clearmiser coils to burn dry before you've ever vaped them. That works. Put the ring back down. Yum. We got this guy. It's got e-liquid in it. We're all good. Needs a little bit of a cleanup on the corner aisle. And we're good. And if you guys don't know about this, the dynamo is amazing with the NEFO tank, and this thing is all good too. It has the cust in it, cream of custard. And these two, oops, this one just now had to get salty, which I really would like to have a not salt version of this because I love it so much. All right, let's go back up. It says that Andy just bought a Puck Sauce last Friday, loves the Cleto Pro. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Cleto Pro. Gigantic. I'm a huge fan of the BBC coils. I really, like I said, over and over, I applaud Spire for respecting the quitter so much by giving them hip devices. The quitter can buy a Breeze 2 or a Nautilus AIO and have a device that is the most modern thing and use Nick salts and quit smoking. So I really am glad that they do that. I love that. Since it's not a huge airflow thing, the vapor production isn't gigantic with this thing. It's not really for that. I guess I probably said that a couple of times. The flavor is good. You're coming straight out of the BBC coil itself. I still think that the Breeze 2 is slightly better than the BBC coils, but opinions vary on that, certainly. My favorite is still the NEFO. Yum. Crazy good mesh coil. And here we are with our Cleto Pro. I'm such a huge fan of the Cleto Pro. This whole kit right here is the only single battery kit you should get. That is good. First hit wasn't as good as the second one, I'll tell you that. Oh, that's so much. Oh. Spire's killing it. These are great. I also like these coils on the little Avenger Mini. I'm not a big fan of this mod, but these coils are pretty good. Spire still got the edge here, though, I think. And of course, the Mage is great. What's better for flavor, the AIO or the Breeze 2? I mean, for me, I like the Breeze 2 with the new coil. That's just my opinion. And I like the AIO with the 0.7 coil, which I failed to show you here. I think that's better, in my opinion. But I don't know. I mean, for me, the Breeze 2. That's me. But opinions are going to vary all over the map on this. I warn you that if you ask 20 reviewers, they're going to give you, 10 or 20 different opinions. Some people are going to like one, some are going to like the other ones. I like them. The 0.7 coils are the ones that I like the most, and I like the new, I forgot what the resistance is on the Breeze 2 coils, but on my video, I went all into it like a fanboy about which ones I liked. And the reason you're not seeing the Breeze 2 here today is I can't find my Breeze 2. I use it so much that it's in my gear, my pockets, in a coat or something. I use it all the time. And I've been carrying this thing around religiously, and I just sort of lost track of the Breeze 2. That's a human thing. People do that. You hear the gurgling? I think it's too quiet to come through the compressor. But it does gurgle a little bit. The vape is good, though. Yeah, but for me, the Breeze 2. And maybe it's about the way it's shaped or something. I'm not sure. Naki's making me answer this question. And it could be about the shape or something, but I think that the flavor is better on the actual Nautilus 2 tank and the Breeze 2. That's just me. This thing is great for anybody who uses these Nautilus coils, BBC coils. It's just amazing. So now Aspire has this enormous different spread of gear. Look at these. It's crazy. And they have the Breeze 2 too, which I don't have here. So in addition to the Breeze 2, and these all use different coils, and the difference between them is airflow, basically, is that Aspire is acknowledging, and remember the Breeze 2 is also here. I just am doing a bad example. Breeze 2, Breeze 2 goes here actually. Actually, here's what I would do. The difference basically is air and juice flow. So these are the lowest volumes going up to the highest volumes. And the Breeze 2 being right in the middle here with that little coil. I feel like I'm totally in trouble. Here, let's put that there. My Breeze 2 goes right there. And these guys are in order of airflow, basically, and juice consumption. So for exposure, this is the highest, and the little cobble is the lower. The cobble, the Sprite, the Nautilus AIO, which I can't hold right now for some reason, the Breeze 2, the Clito Pro, and the Nefo. So they've really got a vape for every single kind of vapor here. These are all pocketable, all of these, and there are various different airflows. This guy's one of their new ones. And there's reports of some build quality issues in the Breeze 2. Somebody says that their clip that held the top end of the Breeze 2 broke, and I have heard about that before too. Oh, Dr. Dolphy said I forgot about the Revo, and you're absolutely right. What am I doing? What am I thinking? Here's the Skystar Revo. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. That's the most obvious omission of this whole thing. And I actually have the Revo on my Captain right now. Vaping it about 99 watts. And the Revo is definitely the highest airflow along with the Nefo. Up here in the high end. So, Aspire's killing it on innovation and this kind of stuff. They don't have RDAs, but all of these coils are good and have good flavor and have different uses and different airflow and juice flow. This is the highest exposure, biggest airflow, most. And we move down to the Nefo, the Clito Pro, the Breeze 2, the Nautilus AIO, and the Sprite and the Cobble. Thank you so much, Dr. Dolphy, for reminding me to include those Revo coils. Duh, that's an obvious omission. Obvious. I wonder if I can get that in the picture. I'm going to take a picture of all these things together. I need to find my Breeze 2. I really like the Breeze 2 a lot. It's that new coil that I really dig. The other one I wasn't so wild about. The one I've got in here is, this is the 0.6 replacement. But the one I really like is the Nick Salt coil. I really love that one. Yeah, Naki, for you, because I'm pretty sure you like the higher airflow stuff. I think you would like the Nefo and the Revo more than some of the other stuff. You might like the Clito Pro a lot. It is so tasty. It's just slightly more restricted, but it's still high airflow. I still vape it at 75. Yeah, that's where I'm at now. 73.6 watts. That's weird that this device is acting strange. Check it out. It won't let me change it. Yeah, look, it won't let me change the wattage. I bet it's this garbage battery I got in there. Okay, let's try a different one. Yeah, there we go. It's weird. Never seen that with the Puxos kit. Well, Naki, you definitely like the Nefo and the Clito Pro. Probably like the Nefo a little better. I don't know, actually. They're both amazing. Yeah, flavor's the king for me. The Nefo is really the winner and the mage. I don't know if you've tried the Mage, but it's absolutely... It's this tank. These two are probably my winners for the flavor wars. All right, there we go. Yum. Ooh, that's so good. Ironically, I vape these Cleto Pro coils at higher wattage than the Nefo ones. The Nefo ones only vape about 75 watts. That is excellent. And so is this. Aspire has delivered amazing kits with both of these. The Nefo and the dual 21700 and the single 21700 Puxos with the replaceable doors and the Cleto Pro. These two kits are my favorite kits in the universe. Like, they are just great. Mickey Nordell, this is the Nefo tank. My last episode of VapeAM, there's a link up here in the little thingamajiggies, is me opening this thing and this thing, and the Nefo tank is Aspire's new mesh tank. And it's absolutely fantastic. There's the fill system. You have to find the dot. You close the top. Got a big 4.5 mil tank. Really large coils that are press fit. These just press fit inside there. I don't want to pop that out because it'll all just drain out. And Naki mentioned the aesthetics of this tank, and I completely agree. Him liking the aesthetics of this tank, and I completely agree with him. I love the aesthetics of this tank, and for me, something about the fact that it's wide and short. I like the original Moonshot for that same reason, and the Nefo has that same look. It's wide and short, and it's a little bit too wide for this, but it's not. I do it all the time. I have 2 of these kits, and that's nice. What it really is kind of heavy for the top of this, but it still works fantastically. And the battery life on this, I'll tell you guys, I put this Nefo on here, and I put 2 brand new 21700As from Sanyo. No. I put in 2 Samsung 30Ts in here on Saturday morning, and I didn't need to change the batteries until Monday morning. That's how good the battery life is using that tank. And I took it on a motorcycle ride, a 100-mile motorcycle ride. We took this on the ferry to Ferry 6, and it was the second day. I did not put new batteries in it. I just took it, and it lasted all day. Yeah, check out last week's episode of the Nefo in this opening, because I really love this kit. It's really good. Yep, Aspire's knocking it out of the park, I think. The Nefo also has the triple airflow that they're using. 1, 2, 3. They started doing that with the Revo. And flavor is great on both of these. Really, hats off Aspire. Nice job. It does not come with bubble glass. It comes with a straight up glass. And you can see everything else in the kit in my video. Got it sitting around here somewhere. I love the Nefo. I think it's real good. Okay, so what is it? It's time for me to turn into a pumpkin. I gotta go. So this has been a nice hangout. I want to thank Aspire. I want to thank Chris Denton and his family for being who he is, and I love that guy. Sorry, Chris, we're going to miss you, my friend. Everybody in the live who hung out, Mickey, Ed, Naki, Dr. Dolphy, Owen, Brady, Graham, Vanessa, Mark Jones, Paulino, Christine, everybody. I can't read all the names. I can't scroll that far. I love all you. Thank you all so much for looking at this thing. I'll see you guys on Saturday, and I hope you're having a great, great, great day. Vape on. Thank you.